Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a long time since we've done a video. I don't even know what to tell you. The state of Illinois has once again, in its infinite wisdom, decided to push all firearms dealers basically out of the state, or they get to pay the state tax for state regulations and state oversight. Because, you know, federally licensed firearms dealers aren't regulated enough as it is by the federal government. Well, the good news is we were in a position where we could go out of state, purchase a piece of property, and move. So that's what we're in the process of. We're going to be leaving this year. I'm hoping with as soon as the weather clears up a little bit, dries out, we can get underway. I'm hoping to be open sometime end of May, early June, in that range. Again, it's going to depend on the weather. We're going to go down to Kentucky. We bought a piece of property, 40 acres, just south of Paducah, Kentucky, about 10 minutes south, called Bose, Kentucky. Sits off of Route 45 or State Route 45 and State Route 1241. So it's like right in between the two. The actual physical address is going to be 9330 State Highway 1241. We're going to have a probably around an 8,000 square foot building. We'll have a shoot house, a live shoot house contained within that building, as well as our shop and classrooms and offices. And then we're going to have a second floor to that particular side where we're going to be putting in barrack style living quarters for out-of-state students and students that are maybe further across the state of Kentucky, so they can come in. They don't have to stay at a hotel or anything like that. Again, that's probably more like a 5-year plan, but right now that's our plan. We closed on that property on Monday. So today is what, the 20th? So the 18th, we closed on that property and we own it. So, you know, we own it outright, which is kind of nice. We don't have to answer to landlords and whatnot any longer. So I've been getting some requests from individuals. Something we don't hit on a lot is that we do customizing or custom work specifically on ARs, but we do customizing on handguns as well. But we do refinishing work quite often, actually. And some people have been asking what our process is, how I go about prepping a firearm for Duracoat and the particular builds that we do. So in this particular video, I'm going to go through those steps, starting with our raw product. I'll go through the sandblasting technique that I use, which is real rudimentary. It's very simple. We use an 80 grit sandblasting material, and I'll go through the coating process, or the process that I use that I've found works the best, that holds up the longest. I'll show you the different products that I use. That way you can kind of figure out on your own what you like, what you don't like. So stick around, and we'll go through those processes next. All right, guys. So welcome back. I'm down at the shop now, and I've gotten the sandblaster prepped and it's ready to go. I want to try to show you this. I don't know if you can see on my fingertips, that grit is just really super fine. You don't want to use a heavy-duty grit sand or media, blasting media, or you're going to get pot marks in your receivers, upper, lower, whatever part you're sandblasting. It really grits up the finish. So you want it nice and fine. Not too fine, but an 80 grit seems to be the best that I've found. I've got a raw receiver, and I've got a pistol tube on it just something to hold on to, so I'm not having to hold the actual receiver itself. This is one of our receivers, the Shawnee Tactical Solution receivers that we had made by American Pride out of McKinney, Texas. These are, like I said, they're raw. They're not anodized, nothing. They just need to be sandblasted and coated. So I'm going to go over the sandblasting procedure. I'll blast one of these. I've got 6 ready to go. So I'm going to blast one of these, and then I'll shut the camera off, and I'll blast the other 5, and then I'll show you how we go about prepping the metal to coat them. Okay, so here we're back. Once again, raw. We're going to go ahead and blast it, and hopefully you'll be able to see what we're talking about. So there's what a blasted raw receiver looks like. Super fine, 80 grit sandblasting media. Nothing special about it. I picked it up at Rural King. Pistol tube, just as something to hold on to. From this point, we'll blow it out with the air gun. Make sure that we get all the sand out of the different little crevices, and then we'll go back and I'll use a degreaser, probably a non-alcoholic based brake cleaner or something along those lines, to make sure we get any oily substance off of it before we coat it. From this point right here, I don't touch it with my bare hands again. Gloves only until it's done. All right. All right, guys. So welcome back. I had a blowout on the sandblaster. No big deal. I just need to get a new band. I've already cut the hose, so. These things happen. Expect it, embrace it, enjoy it. So I've already put my hanger on there. All this is 0.35 welding wire, meg welding wire. Just something to suspend it for coating and for drying. It takes about 24 hours to dry, or to coat, or cure rather. Brake clean. The green bottle, non-chlorinated. That's very important. So all we do is we literally just spray it down. Get a good coating on there. The thing about brake cleaner is it's it dries on its own. Like, it immediately evaporates. You can see it evaporating. And then what I do is I dry it with like a hair dryer. Alright guys, so you've got it all dried off. You got to get all that liquid, the brake cleaner, to evaporate off of that metal prior to coating, or it's not going to stick. Like I said, just a simple hair dryer to heat the metal up. And then we're going to use this Duracoat here in Tactical Black. And we'll dry between each individual coating. And you're just going to put thin layers after thin layers until it's all coated. You get your good and shook up. If you put it on too thick, it's not going to dry right. The finish won't look right. It won't be flat. It'll get all glossy and it'll bubble on you. That's why you do the super thin layers. And I know that looks thick on camera, but it's not. It's just because it's black on silver is what makes it look like it's a thicker layer, but it's really not. You definitely don't want it to run at all. And I strongly recommend doing this outside. You start doing this inside, you'll be breathing these fumes in, your shop will stink, garage, wherever you're doing it at. I'm going to continue doing this. and then I'll get back at you with the finished product. Alright guys, so there's your finished product. It might look a little splotchy in certain places. It's not actually, but if you run into that issue where it looks like some areas are a little thicker than others, you can come back with 1000 grit steel wool and knock those rough areas down, and that'll kind of give it a more of a matte finish. Even though you're using a flat black, it'll really flatten that out quite well. You don't have to do it very hard, just enough to smooth that finish out, but you don't want to do that until after you've already let it cure. And your curing time on this is 24 to 48 hours. You're usually pretty good to assemble it after about 4 hours, give or take, but definitely don't go out and shoot it or anything like that until after it's gotten time to fully cure. Again, this is just my process. I don't know, other people may do it a little differently, but from start to finish, it usually takes about 4 hours, give or take, depending on how far down you want to take the weapon. You can do plastic, you can do metal, you can do just any type of product at all. I mean, we've done some of the tumblers, like the Yeti style tumblers. We use like Ozark Trail is normally what we would use. We've done thermoses and lunch boxes and stuff like that as well. But that's Duracoat right there. Real simple process. Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to hit us up. Again, we're moving. We're headed to Kentucky. You guys have a good day. As always, make sure you're ready for the fight. Thanks.